Hi, it's Professor Moylan, and this online lecture on social media and marketing, Chapter 18, is being recorded on November 7, 2017. You really have to date anything when you're talking about social media because it changes so fast. By next April, this will be obsolete. Let's make sure that we understand the difference between social media and marketing and the internet and marketing, because they're really two separate things. Social media is a subset of the internet. The internet's impact on marketing has been pervasive across all of the 4Ps. And let's go ahead and start with that, how internet has impacted each of the 4Ps. Product. Okay, first, it has changed many products. In fact, it's changed entire industries. Obviously, the newspaper industry has been completely changed by the internet because people are just not buying physical papers anymore. They're reading their news online. Software, it certainly changed the entire software industry. There used to be physical products. Here's a picture of my coveted Microsoft Office 2000 Professional Disk 1 program. Of course, now it's Office 365, which comes, digitally via the internet. The World Book Encyclopedia, great physical encyclopedia, but very few people buy physical encyclopedias anymore. They're utilizing online encyclopedias. So it's clearly changed the first P, product. Okay, let's place. It's completely changed traditional retail. Here is a news headline from November 5. Horror show just won't end for Macy's and Nordstrom's. They're being impacted so much by Amazon and other online retailers, or so-called e-tailers. Clearly, Place has changed traditional retail, the internet, and it's also allowed for distribution of digital content. If you want to go back to the advent of Napster, way back when, that completely changed the entire music industry and distribution of music. With regard to price, it certainly allowed for easy price shopping online, whether you're talking about price shopping for something like airfare through Travelocity or price shopping for a car with Cars.com. It's definitely changed shopping for price. Now, promotion. Okay, we've already talked about the first three of our Ps: product, place, and price. Promotion, this is the one that is most affected by social media, although product has been affected somewhat by social media as well. So let's talk about that first. Rapid feedback from customers via social media serves as almost real-time market research, and that has allowed for changes in product. So that would clearly be one way where social media impacts product. But the major impact from social media has to do with promotion. Social media has changed the way marketers can communicate their messages. There's much more interaction and engagement than in traditional media, which is just one-way communication. Traditional media, broadcast media like television and radio, there's no interaction. It's just coming from the sponsor to you. Social media, of course, there's tremendous interaction. And social media is not limited to the biggies that most people think about, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, but there are just a number of different components of social media. There's no doubt about it, media changes things, and I'm going to go into the realm of politics and government to make that point, and then we'll move back into traditional marketing. There's Ben Franklin, and I use Ben Franklin not for the connotation of money here, but for the connotation of print media. Franklin, of course, was a printer, was a publisher, and he realized the incredible value of using print media to get political points across. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, he realized the power of radio. He was the one who came up with those fireside chats. He had a radio program every Saturday morning where he could talk directly with the American people. The radio was a very, very important medium for Franklin Roosevelt to get his point across. Okay, print, radio, next generation of media is television. John F. Kennedy used television, especially in the televised debates against Richard Nixon in the election of 1960. Kennedy, of course, was very telegenic and very, very youthful looking, and that certainly played well for him. Let's bring it up to the present, or close to the present. President Obama used the internet and social media very, very successfully. First in the 2008 election and then in the 2012 election. Fast forward to the 2016 election, and both Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders use social media very, very well. Well, now we're getting a lot of feedback that it was more than just the candidates that were using social media. FEC, that's the Federal Election Commission member, calls for an investigation into whether Russia used Facebook to spread anti-Clinton ads. Yeah, clearly there was a lot of communication going on that was not supposed to be going on. And of course, President Trump, the successful victor in that election, uses social media, especially Twitter, very, very well. So there's absolutely no doubt about it. Media changes things. Now let's go ahead and shift back to traditional marketing and advertising. Coca-Cola has long used media to get their point across. Signage in restaurants was an original important medium for Coca-Cola. Print advertising was a very, very important medium for a lot of traditional marketers. This is a real ad. This is a real ad. More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. The doctor's choice is America's choice. Here's an interesting medium choice for Burma Shave. Burma Shave was an original shave cream. Their medium was highway road signs. And they would have a series of road signs. So you'd be driving along and you'd see a sign and you'd read it, and then you'd go a little bit further and you'd read the next sign. And there would be things like this, Burma Shave. It's best for, if you see the little sign there on the first signpost there, it's best for one who hits, now you're driving a little bit farther, it's best for one who hits the bottle to let another use the throttle. They had literally hundreds of these kind of cute, kind of clever little sayings along the roadside. They became so popular that people looked for the signs. They wanted to see the new ones. If you're the least bit curious, go ahead and go to http://burma-shave.org, and you can read literally, dozens and dozens and dozens of them. Burma Shave used, a medium, very, very interesting way. Speaking of medium, television clearly changed lots and lots and lots of things with the introduction of television in the late 1940s and into the 50s. Here's a great trivia question that I often ask my students. Why are they called soap operas? Now think about that for a second, and even go ahead and pause the video if you need to. Why are they called soap operas? Because they were sponsored by Procter & Gamble. Here's the inside story of Procter & Gamble soap opera. They were literally called soap operas because Procter & Gamble was the first sponsor. In fact, they produced them, and so it was only Procter & Gamble ads, a lot of detergent ads, hence the term soap opera, that were in those early television daytime serials. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Media changes things. Now, in the next video, we'll get more specifically into social media and how social media is changing things. But that's coming up in video 2.